Come back to the panda
Come back to
planner.
We have to
Panda.
have our official start. I like my little bit of border.
Here we go.
Hello and welcome to Bras, Bitches and Balls. We're on episode 13, which is quite a good luck because it's the 13th of December, so that's neat and tidy. Today we should have Amanda Lewin from Bamboo Detroit, which goes well with Lisa's Panda Planner, which we'll maybe talk about in a minute. Here's Lee.
Thank you. Thank you again for coming to our hot mess. We appreciate you. And I'm going to go ahead and start with the bra of the week. Nick has this really cool tradition that he's going to show us today.
Show us. So it
show us,
involves
share with us.
physicality?
Well,
It
I mean,
involves putting things in your mouth.
so maybe, yeah.
Maybe a little bit.
Some
Some.
limited physicality.
Limited physicality.
Yeah. So, December 13th is the official start of the Christmas
The criminal.
criminal season.
I've been listening to way too many true crime podcasts. To the Christmas season for Nick. So, which is kind of fun. All right.
So
So
Hanukkah started last night,
Yes,
right?
it
With the
did.
lighting of the menorah downtown.
yes,
Absolutely.
it did. Yeah.
Yeah. Lots of candles and oil.
Candles and oil is good.
Yeah.
Then the menorah, our friend Amanda, who was here,
Back in the spring, right?
on one of our very first podcasts, her husband and brother-in-law, the Nordine brothers, made the giant
Right.
candelabra.
So
that's
they did
down
Yeah.
the candle and they did the New Year's Eve ball, right?
They've done a lot of different
A lot of
beautiful
metal work
art
and things like
projects
that, yeah.
around town. There's a Veterans Memorial project that they did, an art piece that they installed down in Corktown near Slows, and I was there at that.
Did you see their
installation.
new sculpture that just went in? I want to say in Ferndale.
No,
But I don't know that I have the right
I've seen
municipality.
pictures.
But
I
it's
know what you're talking about. I've seen
one of the
pictures.
suburban areas, but it's like a leaf blowing. It's really cool.
The Nordine brothers they have
Amazing.
amazing talent, and Amanda does as well. So having them as a partnership and a power team is pretty cool. Nordine brothers, look them up from Detroit. They are amazing. Okay, bralettes. Let's talk about boobs.
Yeah. And what is a bralette? I mean, it sounds like it's a baby bra. It hasn't grown its underwire yet.
That's cute. That's really cute. Hi, I'd like to introduce you to my bralette. No, it's a bra-like thing that can give support as well, but it also it can just be a different layer between you and your clothes. Some women with larger breasts like to wear something when they're sleeping to keep their breasts from
Okay.
doing crazy things. I
Right.
don't know,
Going
getting
over
up
here.
and having some milk in the middle of the night. I don't know what they do, but they go into their arms. They can they can help prevent sagging as much, and so we recommend a bra 30, which is a compression
Love the
top.
bra 30.
Yeah, I'll bring those again, at some point. But bralettes do typically come in smaller breast sizes,
And
but that's
also-
not always true anymore.
And it seems to me that this might be a kind of thing that you might want to wear for a very short time period. Like
Right.
a sexy time.
This is a sexy time outfit. This is hanky panky. I think it's beautiful. It's American made, woman owned business. This is a beautiful piece on so many different skin tones. I don't know if the Facebook Live can see this one. Can you guys see it? Because my eyes are for
it's right-
crap.
yeah,
So does that look good?
It's basically just off center right now in the
Let me
there
hold
we
it.
go.
I can actually
So pretty.
see.
And then if
Yeah.
you turn it to the back, you see that it's just something very simple. This doesn't even hook, right? Okay, so let's look at something different. Put her away.
Put
She
her
can go
away.
Put her away. This one I didn't want to put on her because it's dark. This is a brand new item for the store. This is by Montel. And this is a green stretchy lace. And it actually lifts and separates. This company is so smart. They send me things to try. And since I'm an older lady, my boobs aren't exactly like high and tight all the time. So they let me wear this for a good 6 months before I ordered any. And this is in a forest green. Can you see that it's not black? Look up against
Yeah, I was gonna say if I can.
Lisa's dress. It's not black.
It's a really dark green.
Very dark green. It's got a stretch lace material. It does have hooks in the back. There's 3 hooks there. And the straps adjust. This gives support. I'll wear this one all day, especially when I just want to be comfortable, but I'll also wear it, I'll wear it at the office. The office, my bra shop. Office is a strong word. And then I'll wear it at home under sweatshirts. Really, really comfortable. So that's a functional bralette.
Yeah, there are like 2 lines that kind of cause the support there, right?
Right.
There's elastic along the bottom, which you would see on the other one where the lace is, and then this one also has another layer of elastic right beneath the breast.
Right. So the band in a bra works on 80% of the support. The band is the piece that goes around your body. So if that is not tight enough, then it's not going to give you any support.
Right.
You're kind of out there. And then the straps give you 20%. So in a bralette, this company did exactly what Lisa said. It reinforced twice. And you've got the stretch lace component. And this is a double layer, so it's not going to stretch so much. You've got actually a little bit more resistance there, so it's going to stay functional for longer. So this one comes in cup sizes. Come to the store. It goes up to a 38 band. So we have some more coming in the future that'll be in larger bands. But I'm always looking for something that's going to work. And this one is around $50. The first one, the hanky-panky one's around $78. Yeah. Here's some that are just fun and sexy and...
This one almost looks like sports bra-like.
It has certain
but it is not.
sports bra touches
Yeah, it's like
to it.
kind of netting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So this is very beautiful,
It
right?
is a very pretty bra.
This is like a
Bralette.
$15 bralette that we carry.
I'm sorry, say that again?
This is a $15 bralette that we carry. That's the back.
Wow. Oh, yeah, and actually even that is sort of like a
That's the
sports
back.
bra, the way it crosses over like that.
Yeah.
This is the front. So it's hard to see, I know, but I wanted to show you that we have color, we have choices. I've got one more to show you, and then I'll stop. I have a couple more.
Stop, lady.
I have a couple more at the store. So we do have choices.
Well, this
And
one is tiny.
This is tiny. And it's also decorative. So it's got the crisscrosses in there.
Does it have padding?
I was
It
going
has
to say,
a-
and it looks a little padded.
It's got the it's got the modesty pads that
Okay.
can come out, so they don't have to stay there. But this type of guy, this type of little bralette, a lot of my very, very young 10 to 13-year-old clients, they wear these. They're comfortable. It's a way to move into a bra.
So it's like a training bralette.
I hate that word.
Yeah, the word
I hate
I
it.
know.
training
Sorry.
is silly.
I know,
like you have to
I
train
know,
your
but
boobs.
But
it's
it's a transitional first
Okay.
bra. And
I
even
see
though
my
it's got the
youngest
cute-
niece totally loving that.
Yeah, don't you though?
So the pads are modesty panels. They're
They're
not
modesty
to
panels.
create boobs where there are no boobs,
Right.
but to cover.
Well, Americans have a
The-
real
the
hard time with
nipple
nipples.
we've
We've
talked
talked about
about.
nipples. You know, nipples, they're not a bad thing. Anyway, but when you are going into puberty or you're at the very beginning of puberty, your nipples are so reactive, that some girls don't really like it. And they
Right.
want to have that modesty option. That's what this is. I have girls from all around the country buying these, and moms, saying, would you just package me up 3 or 4 of those $13 to $15 bralettes for me and mail them to me?
And what's the price
Yes.
of this one?
This one is also $13.
So $13 for that one, $15 for the pink, and
Yeah.
the other thing is, so the first one you talked about coming in with a band size.
Yeah.
Do these just come in a small, medium, large because they don't have a clasp? They're
Right.
just a pull over your head.
Right. Small,
Right.
medium, and large situation.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we have some that are free size and some that are plus size. And the plus size really isn't. It isn't
plus.
traditional plus size, no. But that does a larger breast. And then
Right.
the bra 30, if you have the bra 30 yesterday, I put on one of my clients who was a 34H. And she is fresh out of college. She's all of a sudden her breast came in really strong. And
That's
she's
when I
like,
got boobs, after college.
After college. And she came in. Her mom was kind of giving her a hard time about it. And so she and I had a small discussion about making someone feel great about their body and self-esteem.
Counseling and bras.
Hey, let's make her feel awesome about herself because she is gorgeous. So 34H bra 30, a medium bra 30 worked for her great.
So yeah, I can't wait for you to bring in the bra 30. I have one and I can't find it right now, but it's great. I guess some people call it like a t-shirt bra because it's got the t-shirt kind of look and feel to it.
It's a t-shirt that is a bra, not a t-shirt bra.
Right.
Yeah. It's really bra is a strong word. I'll bring them in. It's a compression top. Anyway, there are so many different ways we can look at bralettes. Come in, talk to your bra professional, see what they've got for you. Someone who deals with boobs is going to really know how to help you in the bralette situation. Something really comfortable to wear at home with a t-shirt when the mailman or mail lady, Chrissy, is going to come by.
Hey, Chrissy.
Hey, Chrissy. So
sorry about your long day the other day. Today's probably going to be horrible too.
Yeah. Be nice to your mail carrier. They work awfully hard for us through the snow and drive those great big trucks and carry our packages during this time of year. You know, if you've got a hot cup of cocoa and you know when your mail carrier is coming by. Unless you're a murdery kind of person that's going to put...
Don't entice them into your house and stab them.
No, but, you know,
we're not encouraging that.
to give them a Starbucks card, I guess.
Nice.
Okay, I'm going to put these away. The bra segment is done, unless y'all have questions. Do you have questions? Any questions?
I think I'm good. I know what a bralette
we know a lot
is
about
now.
bralettes now. So
Yeah,
that's
bralettes
good.
are bra-like things without underwear.
Underwire. Not
Underwire.
underwear. Just
Underwire. Right. Just in case my squirrel brain said something stupid. So, okay, cool. I would like to direct your attention to Nick because there's something really, really cool in front of him.
I see a chocolate box.
You do see chocolate boxes, yes. Okay,
Boxes. Oh, I do see chocolate boxes.
Yes, well, I didn't know how many people we would have. I thought we might have up to 6 people, so I needed to make sure there was one for everyone.
Lovely.
So, today is December 13th, which, if you are of Swedish descent, you probably know as St. Lucy's Day.
Lively has a Swedish godmother. I just thought I'd throw that out there because, you know, we love her.
And if you're not of Swedish descent, if you've ever seen a whole bunch of, like, you know, little blonde girls, or depending on where you are, teenage blonde girls wearing, it's somewhere between little and like older teens, wearing sort of crowns with candles.
Yeah.
Okay,
Which always just sounds scary.
Yeah.
Let's put fire by our hair.
exactly.
Pretty, but
Right. So those are actually St. Lucy crowns. They're probably an older tradition than Christianity, I would imagine.
Well, usually things involving fire are.
Yeah, usually. But they commemorate Saint Lucy, who was one of the early martyrs of the Christian church.
Oh, so really she was some sort of pagan god,
Oh, wait
goddess.
till you hear this.
Oh,
god.
probably. That's why that tradition is there, and that's
Yeah.
why that exists. But also, you can find a great song by Mario Lanza, or Elvis does a good one. I usually post the Elvis one, the Saint Lucy song, which is lovely. But today is her feast day. And feast days, for the most part, especially if it's a very old saint, are about when they get martyred.
How lovely.
I know, it's exciting.
Hence the
It's
fire.
getting better. It's getting better.
I think this is
Okay.
going to be my new Halloween
wait
costume for next year. Just
So,
Can't wait for Joan of Arc Day.
exactly. So, St. Lucy, one of the symbols of St. Lucy's martyrdom, is, and also one of her miracles, was that she had her eyes plucked out.
How is that a miracle?
just wait.
Because God grew the eyes back.
Oh, okay. So the miracle is the eye growth back.
The
not
eye grows back, yes.
Like a shark who
Or-
loses his teeth and the teeth come back in.
yeah,
Yeah,
she's
she's-
basically new eyes popped in.
Just FYI to everyone else, that doesn't
doesn't
actually
work.
happen. So don't pluck anyone's eyes out.
Very few people are St. Lucy.
that really
do not
something we
try
need?
this at
I think
home.
we do.
Okay.
As your lawyer, I
As
say
a
yes.
Just don't try this at home. But you can try this at home. So, St. Lucy's is also 12 days before Christmas Day. I celebrate Christmas from St. Lucy's Day. I mean, I celebrate Krampusnacht, but the Christmas season begins with St. Lucy's and ends with Epiphany, which is 12 days after Christmas.
Yep.
So, because the symbol of St. Lucy is her holding a plate with her eyes,
Sounds like Pan's Labyrinth,
Ate my eyes.
which is going to be a
Oh,
Guillermo del Toro
We actually
discussion.
have what I do to commemorate the beginning of the Christmas season is I actually eat one of St. Lucy's eyes.
But not for real.
No, it's a chocolate thing.
It's a
It's a chocolate
chocolate.
thing. It's a
It's a
truffle.
box of chocolates.
Does it look like an
truffle
eyeball?
That looks like
There's-
take a truffle, flip it.
These are
this.
Gales, by the
These
way.
are Gale's chocolates. They're Michigan cherry.
Would you
Flip
pass
it
one
over.
down to Jess?
Absolutely.
Jess, you want a chocolate?
I'll take an eyeball.
You take an eyeball, exactly.
Who doesn't
And
want to eat
if
an
you
eyeball?
flip it over to the base and have a look, so you can actually, you can kind of
Is
see,
it filled?
you can kind of see the little dark part under there, which sort of looks like the eye.
Yeah.
I was thinking it looked like this, where it was the bloody eye.
Well, it could be that
Well, that
too.
too.
I mean, imagine that this is like the optic nerve, I guess, and then
Yeah.
there's the actual eyeball. So to commemorate, Saint Lucy, I'm not walking around with a crown of fire, but eating her eyeballs.
Awesome.
as
Cheers,
such.
Saint
So
Lucy.
Here's to
Cheers.
Saint Lucy, and happy Christmas, everyone.
Happy Krampus. Christmas.
Happy Krampus.
Ooh, it's like a hazelnut. I feel like.
Is it delicious? Okay.
Huh.
I'll pop one in my mouth in
I'm
a
not
second.
sure what the filling is.
I
I expected it to be cherry.
So did I.
So they gave you the wrong one, but
Oh no,
No, this is good. Is it hazelnut?
there's a little bit of cherry though. There's a little.
Yeah,
tiny
there's a cherry
syrup.
filling, but I expected it to be like I was gonna bite into it and there's gonna be blood.
That's kind of what I was going
for it.
for, but that's okay.
But
Oh.
truly, if you ate an eyeball, I don't know that would happen because I don't think there's a lot of blood in an eyeball. So this is probably
There's a
more
lot of
accurate.
jelly in
Yeah.
eyeballs. I remember actually a production of King Lear that had because an eye gets removed in that, and there was a splash zone because somebody actually brought in a squeezy bottle. So
Oh
when
my
they squeezed it out, they
God.
went.
That sounds like it would be a really fun version of King Lear, though.
Oh yeah. So anyway,
so movie.
that's St. Lucy.
I can't think of the name of the movie, and it's going to drive me crazy. First real science fiction movie. Rutger Hauer's in it. So is Han Solo. He's
Blade Runner.
That's it.
Yeah.
Blade Runner. It's
Harrison Ford, gotta be Blade Runner.
Blade Runner. First major
Solo.
science fiction crazy robots, right? Mm-hmm. So there's a guy that was making eyeballs. Do you remember that? And he had.
I've never
They
seen Blade
put-
Runner.
They put eyeballs on his shoulders right before they kill him, and the optic nerve is coming down. That was really.
It's on my list to see, and then I always
And
I
then
don't
just
write it down. It's in my
flies away.
head, and so then
Well,
I don't actually have anything in
I
my
would
head to see.
I think I would let Lively watch it if you want to sit down and watch it with him one night. And me.
Yeah.
I would,
okay.
I would
Well,
just
it's an
serve eyes.
It's an '80s movie, so I can't imagine that it's too horrible for a 10-year-old boy to watch.
There's
So-
okay.
So I have a Christmas gift for you. I'm not sure if I'm going to be here next week or not. I have a board meeting.
no.
And so I may be late if I am here. So I wanted to give you a Christmas gift.
Oh, special.
Oh my God. My mic. My mic. Okay. So you go ahead and open that.
I go ahead and open this. Do I need my glasses?
Oh, I don't think so, but maybe.
Okay.
I don't know how blind you are.
Oh, I'm very. Oh, the Witch of Del Rey! I am so excited about that. The Witch of Del Rey. Oh, that is so
from our
fantastic.
guest around Halloween, right?
Karen
Karen Dybus, and I read it in the bathtub in 2 hours. I had to keep refilling my water to finish it. It's very just factual. Here are the
That's
facts.
awesome.
This is what happened. So quite interesting, and she
Yeah.
kind of got us on
Beautiful.
our journey of 1930s Detroit. Go ahead.
American Gods.
Wonderful show. Absolutely
Love-
fantastic.
Love,
Thank you.
Love the show, and you have not seen it,
I
right?
have not seen it.
Ian McShane is fabulous.
He is.
As is the guy who is kind of
I'll play Shadow.
the rock-looking guy that plays Shadow Moon.
Yeah.
I don't know his
Look,
name.
you know,
I
I
couldn't
saw
remember
about
him either.
5 minutes of it when they were on the airplane
Yeah.
in the
Okay.
very first episode. That's all I've seen.
I'm
and
going to
he
tell
was
you.
so pretty.
This is absolutely not appropriate for Lively to watch.
Oh
Okay.
no, not at all.
There is some PhD. There's a man-eating vagina. Not acceptable for Lively to watch.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you.
And
yeah.
PhD stands for pretty huge dick.
Oh, I was
So,
trying to figure that out.
okay.
Like, what?
Yeah,
That's a
thank-
Kanye.
thank
That's
you
a
for that.
really
I
old
wasn't
Kanye
sure.
West reference.
Okay. We got there. So the balls part of the show has been
There we
taken
go. Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember his
thank
name
you.
either, but then like
Can I have
oh,
my book back? Is
yes,
that-
you may have the
No,
book.
I don't need that. Don't try to abscond with my book.
So, Merry Christmas-ish.
Thank
Merry
you.
Christmas-ish.
So,
Thank you.
You're
That was
welcome.
really nice.
So I just love American Gods, and I don't like violence. There is quite a lot of violence in it, but it's
So
very
much.
stylized.
Oh, if it's pretty violence, you're okay
No, I
with
still
that?
don't like it, but
Yeah, as
I
long
can
as it's
get past
artistic.
I can get past it because it's not like just chopping off your heads and realistic blood everywhere. It's
Yep.
like droplets of blood flying across the screen. Like very. You'll see.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of weird to see Emily Browning in this, but Emily Browning has gone through some really interesting career shifts from.
Is she the
She's-
dead wife?
Yeah,
I love
yeah.
Dead Wife.
Dead Wife is great, but
And the leprechaun, who is Liev
leprechaun?
Schreiber's brother.
is he?
It's Pablo. I think Pablo
did not
Schreiber.
realize that.
Yeah. So he plays the leprechaun, and he and Dead Wife, the scenes they're in together, hysterical.
Super. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He calls her Dead Wife. So
Yeah.
I don't even know what her name is.
Totally
She's
in.
just Dead
Well,
Wife.
We've been watching The Punisher off Netflix lately, and that is just you would hate it. It's all violence.
That's not, it sounds
And
like something I wouldn't
it's-
even look at the
it's
description
actually,
of.
and it's actually something that I have. It takes me like I have to really pay attention to watch what's happening on it because it is very violent. But it's from the 1970s comic books when I was 5, I think, which would have been 1974. You do the math.
Okay.
Kiss my ass.
Yeah.
And my sister got me Spider-Man comic books delivered to the house. That was my Christmas present. It was Spider-Man subscription.
Cool.
Punisher shows up for the very first time
Yes, he
In
does.
Spider-Man?
in Spider-Man, and
Wolverine
I used to
does, too.
have all of
Really?
those.
Yeah.
Some
Yeah.
jackass stole all of my comic books. Anyway, so my husband knows that I still have a passion for those comic book characters, and one night he found Punisher on Netflix. I had no idea it was there.
Very cool.
And he was like, here's a bottle of wine and let's watch Punisher together. Like, whoa, really? And so, of course, I was very critical of it. Like,
this isn't
you know,
real. That's
people-
not what happened.
This is the night. This is
That's not his
happened in
backstory.
Yeah,
That's not Frank.
Yeah.
That's not Frank.
that's not. He's too short. He's not good looking and studly enough. They always made him look like a porn character in the very beginning. So, did you ever read those comic books?
Yeah,
He was really
Spider-Man
tall
was not one
and
of-
broad,
Yeah,
and the
he's
mustache. And
he's a
But-
big fella. He
but-
probably does have PhD going on.
he probably did.
Yeah.
But this character, now that I'm at the last night, I'm at the last show. We're going to watch the last show of the season. This actor has really won me over. And every time we watch it, Patrick keeps saying, "Isn't it better? It's getting a lot better, right?" But I'm like, "No, I'm totally into it. Shut the fuck up."
yeah. It's great. Shh. So
yeah, but you'd hate it.
So I had a hard time. So the first time I watched American Gods, and I don't watch that much TV. I have watched the series twice now. Once was the first time, and then my sister came down and she doesn't have TV up north. So I was like, "You want to watch American Gods?" And she's like, "Yeah." So we watched it again and had like a marathon weekend of watching it. This is a show I would watch over and over again just because you get all of these different nuances.
Well, I think
before you
Amy and Tim
it.
watch it.
Oh, well, we'll have a discussion with them Saturday
Over
night.
bourbon, yeah.
Drink some bourbon and talk American Gods. So I can't wait for the second season to come out because it's a fascinating look at the old gods that are dying out because nobody pays attention to
Right.
them, including the 27 different versions of Jesus. And because there's a black Jesus and there's a Mexican Jesus and,
Yeah.
all
And
the different Jesus.
actually, Mexican Jesus sequence is fantastic.
It is, and so it's the gods from Europe who've come in, or from Africa, Anansi. Orlando Jones is amazing. Was never a huge fan. I think we talked about this.
Who would have thought Orlando Jones, who is a funny performer, could turn in the kind of performance he does as a Nancy? Because it is.
It's
super.
fantastic. Yeah.
Incidentally, Luna, who I've mentioned about like talking about coming in to talk about one of her shows, is a huge fan of that too. So watch this,
Okay.
and then we can
and then we'll have an
incorporate-
American Gods discussion.
Exactly.
It really is fantastic. So, and I'm not a huge Neil Gaiman fan. I've read a few of his books, and I'm not like, there are people who are like Neil Gaiman, is
Is
like,
God,
exactly,
basically, yeah.
and that's not me. I'm like meh, but and he was very involved in the show.
Okay.
And it's really just fantastic. It's like I want to go back and read the book, but I feel like this might be better than the book, like in terms
Cool.
of.
It's certainly a lot more detailed in the book.
Yeah,
It's-
there's a lot of stuff from what I've listened to after show podcasts, and they've talked about
Uh-huh.
the fact that like, yeah, this whole thing didn't really happen. Like some of these characters were not even that involved in the book,
Right.
Yeah.
But it really is fantastic.
Well,
So
I'm excited.
So to go back to eyeballs and other movies, because
Yes. Eyeball. There's such a sensitive part of our body. Whenever anything happens to somebody's eyes on screen, it's like, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gross.
and I wonder, I read long ago, and I'm not sure. Stephen King wrote a book called Danse Macabre, which is about like the horror, like the
That's
things.
the hardest word to say.
Macabre.
Horror.
Macabre.
No,
horror.
horror.
Oh, horror.
Oh, horror.
She's like thinking macabre.
Say it again.
Horror.
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 If I said it like that,
Horror.
somebody might think I was being haughty.
Yes.
Horror. I can't.
She's
say
a horror.
It's horrible. No,
She just-
Bill. Crime is horrible,
She
but it's
just-
horrible in London.
She just
too.
is out horroring around. So the book anyway, it was a nonfiction, and it was about how the things that we find horror in, and where he gets his inspiration to do things. And so there's like the list of things that we're most terrified of as humans, and
Listen, Stephen King, when I was stationed in the military, when I was in the Navy, I was in Maine, and I was very near
Bangor?
I was very near Bangor. Yeah, I was up in Winter Harbor, tiny little thing in the middle of a national forest, right?
that's not
In
terrifying at all.
Acadia, right.
Yeah.
So Mobile,
Coming from
Alabama,
someone who grew up in the woods,
right? Someone who grew up at the beach.
and you're like the dark, scary woods.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
all of a sudden I'm in the woods in the wintertime.
Dark.
And I saw icicles that were as big as this room from trees.
Oh,
and I
yeah.
was like, oh my
That could kill you.
God. And then the,
Oh, yeah.
the silence of snow.
Yes.
And you hear moose in the background. I need to find a girl. What? They make crazy noise, right? Well, it's all about sex, right? They're constantly yelling at each other. Hey,
Pretty
are
much.
you over
Pretty
here?
much, yeah.
Scary as shit, basically. And I understand where his brain is just so frightening. Are you hearing from our guest? I don't think our guest is coming.
I don't know,
With the
'cause-
snow, things may have gotten a little bit
Yeah.
horky for her.
That's okay.
Or maybe we
can
gave her
always
wrong
reschedule.
information, and we'll have to go back and look at my email. I don't know. Anyway, it's just us today. Hi.
And we're talking about eyeballs, snow, and scary
And
moose
traditions,
sounds.
Christmas traditions. That's nice.
No, well,
Yes.
I was going to go back to the eyeballs.
Okay, sorry.
Because so I had mentioned, and I don't check Facebook often. I don't have it on my phone because it was sucking too much of my time, so I have to actually go online to
I'm a
get
little
it.
jealous of
Okay.
you right there.
Yeah, I deleted several social media tweets because apps because I was just like, this is sucking
Right.
time away from things that I should be spending time on. But I had said something to you in a post about being a huge fan of Guillermo del Toro.
And when she says
Right.
you, she's pointing to Nick.
I'm sorry, I'm pointing to Nick for
Yes.
those of you who are only listening.
Just listening to this.
So Guillermo del Toro
Nicely done.
he did Hellboy, which
Yeah.
is
He did.
one of my favorite comic book movies
Uh-huh.
ever. It's just hilarious, and I love Ron Perlman. So ever since Beauty and the Beast.
Ever
Ever since Beauty and the Beast, been in
Okay.
love with Ron Perlman. As an actor, not like a stalkery kind of thing.
I mean, a little bit of that, but
Either
not-
way
not-
is
not-
fine.
not-
Yeah.
you know.
So, and he also did one of my favorite all-time movies, Pan's Labyrinth. Have you seen Pan's Labyrinth?
No,
Oh my God.
really.
You've got to
Uh-huh.
see Pan's Labyrinth.
It's better than Boondock Saints.
I think so, but
I mean,
I'm not that
very
huge of a fan of Boondock
different to
Saints.
Boondock Saints, I'll say.
But it's about it takes place during the Spanish Civil War.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
and it's this little girl who finds this world around her, and all of the characters are not all creepy, but they're fantastical.
Okay.
They're fairies, but they're fairies in the very traditional sense,
Not in
which
the
is
hi, I'm gonna give you
yeah,
happy
they're
things.
fairies in the sense that they're like walking dreams and nightmares,
Yeah.
which is what fairies were.
So
back in the day.
what's the name of the do you remember the name of the guy who sits at the table, and if you eat anything at the table?
Yeah, I can't remember.
I can't remember the
but I
name of
know,
the character,
yeah.
but he basically he doesn't have a face, and he has eyeballs sitting next to them, and he pops them in his hands, and
Let's
he
see.
does this. So
Oh, wow.
yeah, it's really cool. So anyway, so The Shape of Water is coming out, and given those two movies,
Yeah.
and just Guillermo del Toro's sensibilities, I am so excited to see this movie. So we may have to do a field trip.
Oh yeah, I'm down with that because I love Del Toro stuff. Have you seen? I really wanted to see his exhibition he did of his collection because he has a huge collection of monsters. Like his whole house is just.
Really?
Oh yeah. His house
got
is basically
very quiet.
His house is basically just a house of monsters and things from dreams and nightmares. And for a while, he actually had a selection of them going on tour to various museums.
I think I saw something on Twitter about that. Somebody having seen it.
Yeah, until the point was where he was like, can I have my monsters back? I miss my monsters. So that sort of ended, which I was rather sad about because I wanted that to come to Detroit. But yeah, his whole house is just basically, it's like walking into a Lovecraft book or something. It's delightful.
So The Shape of Water, which has come out some places, but I don't think it comes out nationally until after the new year.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. So that is something that really I think is going to be super cool. And also, he seems to have this theme of some similar lizardy.
Well,
kind of
deep ones, basically, like water-dwelling humanoids.
Yeah.
is his thing, and it's always my favorite thing because when I posted about The Shape of Water, my favorite Lovecraft stories are Dagon and The Shadow over Innsmouth, which are actually about human fish hybrid-y things. And my favorite character in Hellboy is Abe Sapien.
Is Abe, yeah.
Which is why I'm really, like, from a politics aside, I'm really entertained by the result in Alabama that Doug Jones wins, because Doug Jones is also the name of the actor that plays Abe Sapien and played the faun in Pan's Labyrinth and will play the fish person in The Shape of Water. So it's like, it's Senator Abe Sapien. So I'm really,
that's
really
funny.
pleased.
That's funny. Who cares about the politics? Abe Sapien has
Abe
won.
Abe Sapien has won.
Well, as an ex-Alabamian, my heart is warmed by that outcome. Yes,
Yes.
I feel a little bit of, wow, you guys brought it together. Slim margin, but you did it, damn it. Okay, yeah, that's all we're going to do that for. Okay.
So that was what I want to cross that out. So
See,
Shape of
she's
Water.
checking her list.
I'm checking things off
You are
my list.
checking your list. So we have upcoming things in Detroit. Detroit's always got some crazy, fun, funky things that you can have a ball at. And you want to tell me something? 'Cause
Yeah.
There's newspaper articles in front of you. So what the hell?
Oh, well, so the newspaper article is actually, this is an Oakland County thing, which I am clueless about what happened, but apparently there was a police officer, an Oakland County Sheriff's deputy, who was killed over Thanksgiving weekend. And that is very sad, but they're doing a benefit. So the Oakland County just built an animal shelter, and they're doing an opening, and they're doing a fundraiser for the family of this fallen deputy. His name was Deputy Eric Overall. So Saturday, that's the 16th, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so Saturday, the
Yes.
16th.
Wednesday. I go Wednesday, Thursday,
13,
Friday,
14.
Saturday, 30, 40, 50, 60. Yes.
So they're doing an event on Saturday from 10 to 4, and that's out in Oakland County in Waterford, where all of the Oakland County offices are, the courts and all of that. And they are hosting a Christmas bazaar with more than 30 local crafters and businesses on site. So they'll have ornaments, welded art, woodwork, essential oils, and of course pet-themed goods because it's the animal shelter. So for anyone who's out in Oakland County and wants to go support that, that will be going on.
Well, I like going to a maker's mart like that.
Yeah, and
Going to
so-
some place where you meet the maker. and see the ornaments. There's a few friends of mine who have Etsy stores, and I try to get as much Christmassy stuff from them as possible, just because they've been working for so many months to get to this point. And yes, we can buy from the big box stores, and you can also support some of the local economy in brick and mortars. But a lot of these makers, they're throwing in making this stuff in between things. It's their side hustle. Sometimes it's their main hustle. And if you like their stuff, so remember your makers.
Yeah, and my mom actually does a lot of crafting, so she crochets and knits, and she's made a few. I have not seen them yet, but she's made a few dog coats.
Oh, nice.
So I'm hoping to see what those look like over the holidays, so that maybe I can get them sold for her. Because
that would be awesome. Dakota needs one. My little dog with no fur. Well,
Thor does not.
Thor is such a jackass. They're outside. Thor is my 130-pound Malamute, right? Long-haired, black and white, absolutely gorgeous, but he is an ass. Not to me. To me, he's a love bun, but he would hate Nick. And he's not always
Men
nice
in
to
general,
other people.
yeah.
Yeah. So the other dog has no fur. She's a 40-pound little bitty girl, and they're out. They walk together, right? We take them out for walks, and all of a sudden she's starting to shiver and do her little dance, and he's like, "Nope, I have to take a Grumpy in the front yard. Sorry." And one of us has to run out and get her because that's just unfair. Patrick's holding the 40-pound dog and then got the leash. It's crazy, but yeah, she needs a coat. That would be nice. She won't wear footies either. We've tried that.
No, I've tried to put those on my
most
dogs, and they're like, "What the
really
hell
like,
is
what,
this?"
what are you doing?
Yeah, she gets really cute. She's like, "Take that off me."
So I had on my phone, but I'm on the system, but it won't let me on the internet. It's a server issue, so it could be my phone. There are a couple of other things going on this weekend. Hamtramck is having an event, kind of a bizarre open market kind of thing on Saturday as well. I don't know what the times are, so maybe we can post that on the Facebook page. And also on Sunday, the Detroit Historical Museum is doing an event that I'm really hoping that will get my lazy ass to, which is called Forged by Fire.
Let's go there.
Ooh.
And it is all about how Detroit has developed in the various riots, not only the one that happened in the 60s, but we've had multiple issues of, violence and things like that. That
sort of a cycle.
Yeah. So the Historical Museum on Sunday
Circles back down to St.
Lucy's
Day. Fire.
Fire again. Yeah.
So hopefully we can do that. I'm thinking, I can come down to the shop on Sunday. We can go.
Yeah.
I think it's in the afternoon.
Well, the store is right across the street from the Historical Society, so the Historical Museum. So yeah, that would be great to go over there. Something else I want to talk about for the Christmas season, and I'll come back and talk about this next week. The cathedral that we attend, the Episcopal Cathedral at Woodward and Warren, on Christmas Eve has a Christmas Eve service that my kid sings in the choir. I'll get the details, but he doesn't sing till like 10 o'clock at night. It is beautiful, just for that 45 minutes to sit in just musical bliss the night before Christmas Day. It's been all the stress leading up to it. It's just a wonderful, wonderful night in the Episcopalian Cathedral right there in Midtown. I can't endorse this heavily enough, how beautiful it is.
It is. It's a beautiful church. I've not been there for service, but I've gone to drop Lively off for choir practice and stuff. So it's gorgeous.
It's Gothic. Yeah, it's a Gothic cathedral on the inside.
And I can only imagine that the acoustics are amazing.
It's in this group of singers. I mean, I'm big with Opera Moto. We want to always, support our local artists and our makers, and Opera Moto is one of those groups that I really, really love. And then this choir, it's really a choir school as well as a choir, and he's learning so much. If you have children who are interested in singing and you're interested in the choir school, please feel free to go onto the Facebook page and ask me questions. I'll hook you up with the director, and you can do the auditioning, I think even over the phone now. But
you sing into the phone?
You can sing into the phone if they're the children, because it's a school. for these kids. And but the choir is adults, and there's professional singers in it. There's opera singers from the opera house. There's opera moto singers that are there, and it's not a huge choir, but the sound is blissful.
The other choir that you need to see is the Community Chorus of Detroit.
Yeah.
Have you seen any of
Okay.
their gone to any of their
sent
events?
me wonderful things. I know. I'm a small business owner.
Well, I've sent you stuff because I think you should audition and sing, but that's a huge commitment. But we should go to one of their events because it sounds like the door. The door is
No, it
ajar.
wasn't
Oh,
the
no.
door.
So, anyway, they do some really amazing events, and they sing out of the church on Jefferson over in Indian Village.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they have done so. They do, or they did at least. I don't know if it's an annual thing, but they have. Hey, Amanda's here.
Amanda's here.
They do.
Welcome. You're over
Our guest is
Oh,
here.
She missed out on
So,
the eyes.
Just
Okay.
to wrap up that thought, they do an event honoring the Holocaust survivors.
Okay.
They just do some amazing stuff, and it's an all amateur chorus, and it is large and beautiful. So we'll have to go to one of their events sometime. They do like 3 or 4 a year.
That's fantastic.
Okay.
Okay.
So now
Yeah,
I can get
yay.
to the rest of my list because the only other things on it were things about Amanda.
Yay!
So
Well,
we
timed.
have a few minutes here to talk to our guest Amanda Lewan.
Hi, everybody.
Hey,
Hello,
how are
Welcome to
you?
Bras, Bitches, and Balls.
Thank you.
Now,
Yeah.
Amanda, we just met a couple of days ago at an event, a High Growth Happy Hour event.
Yeah.
At the 10 Nail Bar. But I believe you
We spent 4 months together.
Yeah.
We did.
you
we
and
both
Lee know each other.
We both just graduated from the Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Business Program, and growth is happening for pretty much a lot of us in our
Yeah,
cohort.
I think so. It was a really good program.
It was a good program. Something that I haven't shared, and I want to share it. Can I share it?
You can share
Yeah, can
whatever
I
you
share
want.
it? Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So
It's your podcast.
Thanks. So last weekend, if you came down to the store and you didn't see me down in Busted, it was because I was in Chicago.
Oh, that's why you were asking me if you can share it.
Yes, I was in Chicago looking around at space in Chicago for Busted, and found one, but we haven't gotten an agreement put
okay.
together. But we sent down the hey, I really like you. Do you like
We're
me?
interested.
Yeah.
Want
good.
to go on a
Circle
coffee
yay.
meetup?
So, what made you pick Chicago?
There, it's a very underserved community.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and we're in the Hyde Park area. The statistics were fantastic. I actually have a ton of customers from that area, and I
Oh.
mail stuff down, and I hand carried it down this time. I was taking down like $400 worth of bras,
That's crazy.
and I thought, why am I doing this? Why are we wasting? We should just be there. We should just be there and sell it directly to them. And I went to saw my clients, and they're all geeked. So we'll hope.
So we're working
Fingers
on
Good. Yeah, fingers
we're
crossed.
working on a Great Lakes region bra empire.
Absolutely. Bra Empire, baby.
I love it.
Boobs are
So
important.
and much better than say selling medical marijuana or something, because nobody knows how many dollars worth of bras you're carrying. Like, I got your stuff. So Amanda, you are the co-starter, co-founder. Thank you. I'm like, my brain just went dead. Co-founder of Bamboo.
Yeah. Bamboo's my main hustle for sure.
And so Bamboo is a co-working space, but not just a co-working space. It's not like I just go down there and I pay money and I get my little office and I close the door and I don't talk to anybody. You guys have events and programming.
Yes, we're definitely a community first, but we do have a lot of shared office space. We have about 10,000 square feet now, 2 floors, downtown at 1420 Washington. But our culture and our approach is to make it really easy for people to start and grow. So we try to be very affordable, very inclusive, and have a lot of great resources for you.
Awesome. And then you're also involved. So you have Bamboo, and wait a minute, you just expanded. And I think the last I saw, you only had a few spaces left. So do you still
Yeah.
have spaces available?
We do. We have just 1 or 2 offices left between our 20 offices. We just opened a 4th floor, so
Yeah.
that was
Nice.
a couple months ago.
So
Congratulations.
Yeah, so
Thanks.
they
That's
are
so awesome.
not only doing well but expanding.
Yeah.
Have some really cool programming. And also, the event that I mentioned that that we met at was through the New Economy Initiative.
Yes.
So we want to talk about what you're doing there with the
Yeah.
High Growth Happy Hour?
Yeah, so we partner with the New Economy Initiative, and I help curate a series for them called the High Growth Happy Hour. And the goal of that series is to find other entrepreneurs scaling and growing companies to like give back in a really casual format. So you know, sometimes I think when you meet other founders or CEOs, if you admire them or they're super successful, or you hear them talk on stage, but it's a very casual happy hour where it ends up being like very authentic conversation, so people can share about their challenges and how they're overcoming them.
Yeah, and so the one that I just went to with a friend was down at 10, which is in
Capitol Park.
Capitol Park. And Capitol Park, the last time I was down there, you know, back when I lived in the city, was pretty much empty buildings and the Grind until that burnt down. And the Grind was not a coffee shop.
Oh. Do you remember that? Okay, sidebar. When I was starting to open Cafe Detroit was 2003 to 2006 downtown coffee shop. So the contractor was driving me around looking at spaces, and I had already kind of talked to this one guy and said, well, I might go over there. And we're driving around that area of town, and I see this thing called The Grind. I was like, damn it, there's already a coffee shop. And he was like,
no.
look at the sign, lady.
It's a pole.
It's a dancing place. I was like, oh, okay, no problem. I used to DJ in one of those places. Not a big deal. Awesome. Ladies need coffee.
Yeah.
They'll be getting off work about the time I open.
Stay up real late.
Yeah.
So, but now Capitol Park is beautiful.
Yeah,
They
beautiful.
have these cute little like glass huts where they sell things, and so 10 is there. And Kelly, what's Kelly's last
Kelly
name?
Colbin.
Kelly
Yeah.
Colbin, the owner, hosted the event, and Melissa Butler from the Lip Bar was there. And
I'd like to get both of those ladies on here.
Gwen,
Separate episodes.
who's
Gwen Jameer from
Lips and nails.
Naturalicious.
Gwen
Lips and nails.
Jameer.
Lips and nails.
So, and Naturalicious, which is a African American women's hair natural hair product.
She's actually
Okay.
the first woman to get a patent in the natural hair care industry.
Oh my
and she
God.
wrote
Oh, wow.
it herself.
Okay.
She has a really cool story.
Yeah,
I
we need
saw
to
She
her.
wrote it herself.
We
and
need to
she,
bring her in too.
She actually got laid off from her job at Ford. She was like a head of digital marketing there, was a single mom and going through a divorce, and thought, I'm going to go 110, like 200% on my company, and just went all in, wrote the patent, and from there has grown it, like totally
Wow.
bootstrapped. But she has a really great
So
story.
yeah, and
She's a good friend.
I actually talked to all three of them while I was there,
That's
and
amazing.
said we have a podcast, and like we might, like it would be great to have you on. So so hopefully we'll have them on in the new year. We talked to Melissa about it, and this is of course for people who are selling things, which is, you know, a big chunk of the revenue happens in December. So he said, well, in January, February, when you're slower, let's have you come on and we can talk about your cool stuff.
yeah.
Makes sense.
So I think that's a good example of like what we do at Bamboo is try to build a founder community of we have a lot of women, very diverse, and I think creating those spaces where you can just support each other and talk to each other. I kind of missed that from our class. It was
I need it.
Yeah.
I agree. Our class was awesome. We had people that we could rely on. I've got a Facebook page for our cohort that's not really. We've all of a sudden got back into our groove of we don't have time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's something that people look at small business owners and they think, oh, look, they get off early, they can set their own schedules, they can do. But there's something about the passion that's the stuff that doesn't happen. We're working 60 to 80 hours a week.
Yeah.
we're constantly pushed towards that. We never go to take care of ourselves and try to get a little bit of support. We're always supporting somebody else, right? So I really need to focus and I need to get to your events. I've got to.
So what we do is we really build that community so that it's founders supporting founders. We have a lot of different programming and events and support. And I think it's really hard. There's a lot of ups and downs, and you have to be able to lean on each other and realize you're not in it alone. And I think it's super helpful. I very much value community. I think it's helps you get to that next level. It helps you pull from other people and just always lean on others, you know?
Well, and it's interesting. I'm going back a step to what you said about Gwen. And it's interesting because I talked to a woman at the Michigan Women's Foundation event, and her company kind of grew out of the same thing. And you have a similar story, not divorce and stuff, but that when no, Patrick, you're safe.
Nope, he can't get rid of me.
But a lot of companies end up being forged out of a layoff or a family, a change in family dynamic or whatever. And especially for women, it's like, okay, what am I going to do now? Well, I've always had this thing that I'm interested in, and I'm just going to put 100% into it and figure out what happens.
Well, the lady from Naturalicious, I saw her speaking at a woman's networking event, and she said something that really struck home. Is someone told her she couldn't. The man becoming her ex-husband was like, "You'll be living at your mom's house," and she's like, "Yeah, watch this, because that's not going to happen." So,
yeah, I have a similar situation.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, you're going to tell me I can't?
yeah,
Oh.
watch this. So when we were not living in Detroit, and I said there's no place for women to get bras, and people kept going, well, so why do you care? What are you going to? Like, that's not cool.
No.
We've got to go back there. And even when we moved back and I got into Hatch, people would take the Hatch contest is where we really opened the idea up to the public. People were like, you really, that's just not going to happen. 53% female in this city. There's more boobs than people. What the heck are you talking about?
Well, it's
you have to
especially-
I think you almost have to get mad.
Well, and you see all the new retail opening up downtown, and it's great, but a lot of it's not for women.
Right.
I mean, I don't need to go to
Or
Nike all
children.
the time. It's all sports
Right.
stuff. It's not. I mean, we need stuff to cater to everybody.
Well,
There's
and
a
it's
huge
interesting because the things like Melissa Butler, I Googled her afterward because I heard through several people about the Lit Bar, but I didn't know that she was on Shark Tank, and hopefully we'll have her on and she can talk about that experience. But the quote in the newspaper was Kevin O'Leary, one of the old white dudes, was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, this stuff looks like it's for clowns. I'm out." And it's like, well,
Well, that's
You're-
a huge problem in the investment community. Is
you're a dude and you don't know what we want, and that's a billion-dollar industry, multi-billion-dollar.
Yeah, I mean that
industry.
happens a lot. That's a big pipeline problem because if you're pitching to all these white males who have all the money investing, they're not going
Right.
to understand
well,
the problems
they're
the
going to
same
want to
way.
be cautious, right? But if
Yeah.
you're cautious, I think you go into the same pond. You have to find your own pond.
Right.
Right.
And if your pond happens to be purple and gold, hell yeah. Somebody who likes purple and gold is going to go there.
But the numbers are really staggering. 2% of angel and VC money is owned by women,
Yeah.
or managed by women. Like, it's really tough. So if you have a women problem or women solution, unless they're talking to their wives, or they're most of the time they're just not going to get it or invest in it or understand it as much. So I think it's definitely a huge problem. One of the programs we have at Bamboo that we host is called Startup Boost. It's a free pre-accelerator, mentor-driven, and we help early-stage companies practice their pitch. And one of our former companies, Ash and Erie, just went on stage at Shark Tank.
Oh, really?
And they ended up getting an
Okay,
offer.
great.
So
That's
it's really exciting to
awesome.
kind of see all that stuff. And I think it doesn't matter if you do get the offer or not. I think Melissa's a great example
you just
of
get
they missed out, and
Yeah.
she's going to kill it.
And she got the notoriety. And the thing that cracks me
Yeah,
up
it's
about
free
it is
advertising.
the thing that cracks me up about it is they didn't invest in her, yet they invested in a really expensive grilled cheese and tomato soup company, which it was good food, but it was expensive, and now they've all closed up. So it really restaurant retail, which is a hard industry to get into,
Very hard.
but you don't want to take
Yeah.
a risk on
E-commerce,
lipstick
yeah.
and e-commerce because you aren't comfortable there. And it's like, well, like you said, get out of your comfort zone. That's where you're going to really shine. But to your point, I mean, there aren't a lot of women who are in the industry. I mean, Michigan Women's Foundation has, they have a group. I don't know if it's affiliated with MWF or if it's Caroline on like a side project, but you got to find those kinds of places where you get someone to actually hear you out and go, okay, I see what you're trying to do here.
So tell us. So I'm not exactly a complete startup because I'm 4 years old. But is there a place for me who's like, I really want to expand and I need some female mentors to talk to? Would I come to you?
We could help connect you, yes. Female mentors, if you were looking just for somebody in the community and we had someone at Bamboo or somebody at Bamboo could refer somebody, absolutely. We're also like a connector. We do that all the time, whether you're a member or not. Another good kind of female mentorship program I would say would be like Inforum. So they have, actually Gwen and I went through it before we did Goldman Sachs. She went through Goldman Sachs and then told me to do it. It's really funny.
That seems.
But we
that
did,
sounds familiar.
We did an Inforum master's class, and it was once a month, all day Saturday, just a group of women, like 12 or 15 of us, just supporting each other. And they have a lot of great events for leadership and for connecting other women. So I think Inforum is a really great resource for that.
So becoming a member of Bamboo, talk to me about that.
Yeah, so we try to be very affordable and flexible. For $50 a month, you can get a mail address and access to our events and a lot of free tickets to workshops, classes, office hours. So if you're just getting started, the $50 a month community membership is a good start. And then it's $150 a month to use the full space. So we're also very all-inclusive. So some of our, other spaces tend to like nickel and dime you, or you have to buy credits for conference rooms. You get to use what you need when you need it, almost like a gym membership. And then we have desk space starting at like $300, and our offices start at $800.
So, but even for someone like Lee who doesn't need the office space, she's got an office to get the community membership and access to tickets and events and things like that would be something
would be
that you
very
could do.
beneficial.
Yeah, and then it helps you stay connected. We try to host a lot of people. Like we've had the mayor there. We just had, I actually really love this. We had Stacy from TaskRabbit talk.
I forgot to
And
ask you about that.
she was phenomenal, and she's a former Detroiter.
Stacy from, say that again.
TaskRabbit. It's a big company in Silicon Valley that does on-demand labor. So if you needed someone to come to your house and go grocery shopping for you or fix something,
very cool.
Yeah.
she grew up in Detroit, single mom, and left, ended up actually being an early employee at Google. When she talked about it, she was like telling her mom about a search site where you'd find things on the internet.
And her mom was like, that doesn't make any sense.
That's not a real job, honey.
But so it's just like having, for me as an entrepreneur, like it's inspiring to see other people doing it and like that I can look up to, like Stacy, who's running, a couple $1 billion company, and she was so down to earth.
To IKEA.
Yes, they were just acquired to IKEA too, and she talked all about how that happened, that relationship, and everything.
I talked to.
You need to. We have a strategic plan that
I've put together a
Tied to
strategic
IKEA?
plan. No.
Weird, because didn't you have to do that for a class somewhere?
It's a growth plan.
Yeah.
It's and mine is always moving around and flexible and doing crazy.
Well,
shit,
that's
so.
every plan. Like you have a plan and then it goes off the rails, but at least you had the plan to start with, so you knew what steps to start with.
When I first started Cafe Detroit, my business plan was a 3-ring binder, a few inches thick, full to the brim. You couldn't open it. And I spent 3 years writing this thing. I went into the bank and I got funded immediately. And that was cool. But then when I started Busted, because I knew that was it was time well spent. Yeah.
But it was also wasted time.
It was 4
to put
pages
that much
of
in.
this is what I'm going to do, and lots of pictures. So that when one of my girlfriends was like, well, what do you want to do? I have a little bit of money that I can help invest with you. I was like, well, I'm kind of going to do this. It's just kind of a thought. She's like, yeah, do that. Okay. But it was a 4-page plan. And then we went back into Goldman Sachs and started having to write the live plan. I was like, okay, I can do this. It's a good exercise.
Yeah,
and
it
I
is.
still have my live plan account. I went ahead and kept it. Did you keep yours or did you let it go?
No, but I've used it before, and it's a great resource. I like the financial stuff, but we have our own that we already have developed for Bamboo, but it's a good resource for anyone just getting started for sure.
And yeah, I think it helps to at least have a general idea. Because like you said, like we talk about the general idea, but then you have an opportunity in, say, Chicago, and then you go, okay, that's not in my plan, or it's in my plan 3 years from now, whatever. If the opportunity arises, it arises.
It is so fun.
Okay,
I'm so
because
excited.
Amanda came in a little late, you have a gift in front of her that you might want to
I do. I have a gift for you. I like to give little presents to our guests who come in. So there's a busted present there. If you want to open it, go right ahead.
And while she's
I love your guys' logo. It's so cool.
Thank you. It's trademarked now.
And yeah, we have trademark protection.
Thank you.
So that's a pair of thongs by Hanky Panky. Hanky Panky's an American-made, woman-owned business. They've been around 40 years.
Wow.
Yep, 40 years. And and I gave you purple for power, and it's the Christmas season.
I love it. Thank you so much.
So you're so welcome. So now you have your power panties from Busted.
So a couple of other things to touch on. When I looked at Amanda's background, I realized that she and I both went to MSU undergrad in Wayne State for, you have a master's and I have a law degree from Wayne. But I have an English degree from Michigan
She's
State.
my business lawyer.
Oh,
Yeah,
awesome.
I have a degree from Michigan State in English and political science. And I joke to everybody, I'm like, what do you do? Like Avenue Q. What do you do with a degree in English? You go to law school,
Or
you go to grad school, or you become a teacher. I did 2 of the 3. I was a high school teacher, and then I went to law school.
Yeah.
And you went to grad school.
Yeah.
And I guess the other option is editing.
Well, yeah. So I'm a creative writer too. So I write fiction.
That's
I'm
where I
doing
was
a couple
going.
books.
I see you had she has some novels that she's in the process of writing.
Yeah, I write novels and essays and stories and all that stuff. And so I never took a single business class. I feel like I should have at one point, but I had no idea I wanted to run my own company. I always knew I wanted to be independent, you know. My mom jokes that when I first started to walk, I was walking away from her all the time. And, I was the first child, like, whatever. I've always known I wanted to do that. But, like, writing is, like, it's a tool to create empathy and bring people together, like, telling stories and all of that. And I think we do that at Bamboo, too. So it's, like, I've just found another outlet to build community and bring people together. And then it's great that our ecosystem has all these resources, right? So since I didn't take a business class, once I was in it, realizing I loved it and needed to grow, I could take advantage of all these great resources here in Detroit. We went through the Inform program, Goldman Sachs. We also got a Motor City Match grant, which helped us tremendously.
Yay.
Bootstrapping real estate is not easy.
No, it is not.
And we literally started from an idea and grew it very slowly for years to get to our 10,000 square feet. Especially in downtown Detroit, where rent kind of keeps creeping up and up and up. So
Creeping?
Or skyrocketing?
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure you experienced that. You've seen a lot of that being in Midtown and all the changes. And
I don't even want to talk about it.
so, I mean, but it's definitely real estate and retail. It's definitely tough. It's like a commitment. So I'm super grateful that we were able to get so much support here in Detroit around that.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes if you're an entrepreneur, you just need to do it and learn it along the way.
You've got to get out of your own way. If you have an idea, then just do it. If you're going to fail fabulously. If you're, don't automatically fail by not doing it.
Right. And
that's an automatic no.
I mean, do you look back and honestly say, wow, I failed, like, these were failures, or do you look at them and say these were great experiences and I learned from them? I think it's a different perspective.
And you
too.
can grade yourself. We can't keep beating ourselves up. This is our one life. That last 5 minutes is gone. What did you do with it? And sometimes you want to say I relaxed or I created something. And I think a lot of times people who were makers in their heart, they become entrepreneurs because they have to continue making something.
Yeah.
But making a space. Bamboo, in this last question for you, where did you come up with the name for your space? Why Bamboo? Is it because it's sustainable and kind of grows crazy?
Yeah, so when we started Bamboo, it was literally an idea between 4 friends, and we had nowhere to work. So it was just like a basic need, similar to a basic need in Detroit, needing bras. And we were the first space in downtown, but it was one of my former partners, Dave Anderson. It was his idea when he was at University of Michigan way back when. He had read that the bamboo plant was the fastest growing, strongest plant, but it takes a few years from a seed to sprout. And he thought, what a perfect metaphor for small, like, startups and new business ideas.
Right. Yeah.
It always takes a few years. And then, we have our space is very modern and clean and colorful, but it's earthy. Our culture, I like to say, is down to earth. It's very supportive. You're not going to feel pressure to fit into a certain stereotype of entrepreneurship. And it is very flexible, like all of the leases and co-working. So I love it. It works a bunch of different ways, but definitely have to credit him for that idea.
Yeah, the name is great. And it did make me say, oh, well, see, this is going to grow really fast and furious.
Yeah, and it's a space
useful.
that supports your growth, hopefully, whether it's individual, like a personal growth or professional.
So anybody that's listening that is like, I want to know how to find her, where do they find you?
Oh, BambooDetroit.com is our website, and we list all of our events. Most are free or low cost, so come on by anytime. And I'm just Amanda at Bamboo Detroit. I'm super behind on email right now because I was out sick for a few days, but
what's up with
you
email?
Can always email me, can tweet me, you can Facebook me. I'm pretty accessible.
And your Twitter is Amanda_Jen with 2 N's.
Yes.
Right?
Thank you.
You can find us at Bras Bitches on Twitter.
Yeah.
And what's the Facebook? Is it Bras, Bitches?
Bras, bitches, and balls.
And
But with the
balls?
ampersand.
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 Ampersand. I just
Ampersand
wanted to be
balls.
able to say ampersand balls. Right. And people like the name. Some people like it. Some people think it's an evil name. But if you really take those 3 words, the bras, bitches, and balls, have a ball with it is one way you can think about the balls part. And bitches can be a complaint, can be dogs, can be your friends. And if you don't like the word, don't use it. You can say B3. Yeah. Bras, of
Beautiful.
course, are bras because
'cause
we're
we-
supported. We are
we're
sponsored
supportive.
by
And
Busted Bra
Busted
Shop.
And you can
Ah,
also
which is in
find
Detroit.
Busted on Twitter
Yep.
Yeah.
at Busted in Detroit.
Busted in Detroit. Yep. And hopefully we'll be busted.
And
in
hopefully Chicago. Crossing our fingers on that one. Everyone put out positive energy for that.
Okay.
The other thing I want to say is I know you have your novels are in process, or at least one of them is.
Yeah.
So do you?
I feel like you did such a great job.
Are you
scoping me out?
Are you still? I assume you're
creepy.
still in the writing process. I'm a lawyer. That's what I do.
Yeah, so I mean, if you're interested in it, I finished the
Absolutely.
first draft. I'm in the editing process of it.
Okay.
I've written a lot of short stories and essays, so I'm still figuring out how to write a really
A
good
novel,
novel.
yeah.
I do have an agent interested in it. So,
Excellent.
I'm not sure if it's. I feel like that's like dating too, kind of like a business partner. I want to make sure it's the right one.
Right.
So. Yeah, just kind of in the second draft phase, and I'm not sure how many drafts I'll need.
So what's
Well,
the novel about?
I think we
We
have
got
to
2
wrap.
I don't want.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
we'll
have
save
to
that for
wrap.
another
But
But I
time.
was
Okay,
gonna.
fine.
The reason I brought it up though, Nick, was because I know a little bit of what it's about based on your little vignette about what it's about
Yeah.
online. But it would be great to have you back sometime to talk about
I
that
would love
and the
to come back.
creative
Let's wait till
side.
it's a little more
Yeah.
polished.
And maybe
'cause
we
it
can
could
have the
completely
shady
change.
ladies.
Exactly. Like you never know who's going to get written out
Yeah.
and who's
Yeah.
going to come in and
Right.
all
Yeah,
that.
and if we ever have
And
other
shady
badass
ladies,
women
yeah.
on for high growth happy hours, I can bring them on and we can talk too.
That would be wonderful.
Yeah.
Badass women, bitches. See? That's who we are.
There we
Okay.
go.
I'd like to say thank you to everybody for coming in. Thank you at Facebook Live. Looks like my phone's going to crap out any second now. So peace. And Jess, thanks for being here this week and taking us through another great show.
Always.
And everyone drives safe.
Yeah, so now we're going to have the vomit spots.
Yes,
Don't take
drive
off your
safe.
earphones. We're going to have the vomit spots come right now and play for us out. That's what I'm trying. I guess squirrel brain. Yeah.
But not live.
But not
only
live.
only on the
They would, but old punk rockers.
in Alabama.
Yeah.
Roll damn tide.
Who?
That's the only time I'm ever going to say that.
All right.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah. So the spots. Al and Keith, thanks. Peace out. Appreciate you.